Well, good afternoon everybody, my name's Lee, your virtual airline pilot, back with you again for another review, second this week. We're out in the Caribbean, the Dominican Republic, and you're looking at Punta Cana Airport in the Dominican Republic, and we're looking at the new version 2 from TROPICALSIM. Download is 566 meg and it installs at 913 megs. It's not massive, but there's quite a lot of detail here. We want to see how much they've improved over the first version. It's available from SIM Market. Current price €21.60, which equates to roughly $23.69 US or £18.58 UK. As ever, the US and UK prices are all estimates from the euro, and they do include tax or VAT, which of course may vary depending on your country of purchase. So it's not really a massive scenery in terms of file size, but there's quite a lot to look at it. There's quite a lot in it to look at, and to be honest, it looks pretty impressive in so many ways. Let's have a look at features. Okay, so features. We have a highly detailed Punta Cana Airport, Mike Delta Papa Charlie, full nighttime illumination, native Microsoft Flight Simulator dynamic lighting, custom animated Jetway, and you'll see that during the Jetway test, seamless integration with the default Flight Simulator scenery, and they've used the Flight Simulator SDK Flight Sim materials plus PBR for texturing, and also the native GITF models. Not really sure what GITF is, maybe somebody could let me know in the comments, but yeah, quite a bit of features in here, and it looks on first look to be a bit of an improvement over the first version. Yeah, an extensive project. Now let's have a look at some history for you. So history. Punta Cana International Airport, Mike Delta Papa Charlie, is a public/private commercial airport owned and operated by the Punta Cana Resort and Club. The airport's located some 4 kilometers southeast of the town of Verón in the eastern part of the Dominican Republic. The airport was built with open-air terminals and roofs covered in palm fronds. Grupo Punta Cana built the airport, which was designed by architect Oscar Imbert, and the facility was inaugurated in December 1983. The airport is owned by Grupo Punta Cana and became the first privately owned international airport in the world. The airport is the busiest in the Dominican Republic and the second busiest in the Caribbean, only behind Luis Munoz Marin International in Puerto Rico. In 2022, more than 8.3 million passengers passed through the airport, with almost 50,000 commercial aircraft operations. In 2023, the airport accounted for 60% of all air arrivals in the Dominican Republic. The airport serves 90 other airports in 26 countries. The history of aviation in the Punta Cana region started in 1971 when Grupo Punta Cana built the first hotel in the area called the Punta Cana Club, along with a small airstrip. There were no terminals and no runway, it was just a flat piece of land. In the late 1970s, a road was built to connect the area with the capital of La Altagracia province in Uruguay. Tourists from various countries started to come in. They had to pass through Las Americas International Airport in Santo Domingo and then take a short flight in a small plane to Punta Cana. In late 1974, Grupo Punta Cana started to plan the first private international airport, and after much wrangling, in 1982 construction began. A new terminal was completed in only 4 months, and flight operations finally began in December 1983. In January 1984, Punta Cana had its first international flight from San Juan in Puerto Rico, operated by the Puerto Rican airline Preen-Air. The aircraft was a small double turboprop propeller aircraft with 20 passengers. In 1984, the airport received over 2,500 passengers. With a proper airport, many new hotels were built, and as a result, this brought in increased demand to bring jet aircraft to Punta Cana, since the airport would have to accommodate more people. This led to the airport's first expansion in 1986. The runway and terminal were upgraded, and new control tower navigational aids were installed as well. In 1987, the first route between Punta Cana and the United States began, with services to and from Miami International Airport. So there you go, folks, a short history for you. What started out as a small airstrip owned by a club has now become a major international airport, which is privately owned. So yeah, all rather different to some places you might be used to. So that's a history for you. Let's have a look at runways. So runways, as you can see, once again we've lowered the lighting. It's now 5:10 in the evening local time, just around sunset, gives you a better view. Punta Cana Airport normally operates two main runways, 0826 and 0927, both of them measuring 10,171 feet or 3,100 meters, and again both of them being constructed from asphalt concrete mix. The airport lies at an elevation of 47 feet or 14.3 meters and sits within the GMT UTC -4 hours time zone. Now, the Dominican Republic does not observe daylight saving time, but the airport is currently 4 hours behind the UK. Now, I should tell you before we go any further, only this runway we're looking at now, runway 0826, is active. There is in the real world construction going on 0927, which is currently closed. So you can use it for taxiing, but you can't use it for landing and takeoff operations. So to begin with, runway 08, and we're looking down the throat of it now, features high intensity runway lighting, medium intensity approach lighting system with runway alignment indicator lights, centerline lighting, and precision approach path indicators on the left side. Now from here I can't see any centerline lighting. I don't think there is. So that's the one thing that's missing. Everything else is there. Here's the medium intensity approach lighting, PAPI's on the left, and the normal high intensity lighting for the runway. Now this end, just like the other end, both ends of this runway actually feature RNAV GNSS approach options, a GLS approach option or a VOR approach option, so no ILS at this airport at all. Let's have a quick look at the other end, 26. So here we are looking down the throat of runway 26, the other end, which features high intensity runway lighting, medium intensity approach lighting system, again centerline lighting and precision approach path indicators on the left side. And as I said before, both ends of this runway feature RNAV approach, a GLS approach and a VOR approach options, all available. No instrument landing system at this airport. So as you can see, this end is pretty much just the same. The only thing that's missing from this runway is the centerline. Runway centerline's missing. So let's have a look at runway 27, which is, as I said, 2709 is closed at the moment, but let's have a look at it anyway. So here we are looking down the throat of runway 27, which as I said is closed, but can be used as a taxiway. So the runway features high intensity lighting, high intensity runway lighting, and precision approach path indicators on the left side. So that's all correct. No approach system lights, normal high intensity runway lighting, and the PAPI's on the left there. So just like the other runway 2608, this runway also features RNAV GNSS approach options, GLS approach options, and VOR approach options when the runway is active. But as I said, this runway is currently closed in the real world and is used only as a taxiway. So a quick look at the other end, runway 09. So here we are looking down the front of runway 09. High intensity runway lighting, medium intensity approach lighting system, and precision approach path indicators on the left side. Now no centerline on this runway, and it's not mentioned on the charts. So this runway is essentially correct. As far as we can see, the only thing that's missing is the centerline on 0826, which is this one. So this is the one you'd normally use at the moment because this one is closed. You use this for taxiing. So there you go, that does it for runways for you. Let's have a look at jetways now. Okay, so here's my Airbus parked on stand Bravo 23. I've connected the tug, so there's nothing in the way of the jetway. Let's test it. That looks to be pretty good. Good connection, good cover, the wheels move as well. Jetway looks quite good as well, actually, to be honest, it looks great. Let's have a closer look. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's look from the other side. Yep, that looks quite good there too. So let's look inside the jetway and see about the door position. Right, so you can see from this shot the door position is all pretty good. The jetway is actually connected properly. Unfortunately, the interior of the jetway isn't modelled. So while it looks like a jetway from the outside, here you can see the top is way open, the sides are open. You can't even see the rubber part at all. Let's have a look from inside the aircraft. So there's the view from inside the aircraft. The door and everything looks a little bit sloped. But other than that, it works perfectly okay. The jetway connects and it looks reasonably good from the outside. Again, we've flown the aircraft straight from the menu, so on this occasion there hasn't been any connection issues. So they're just looking at the jetway generally. The modelling is quite good. As you can see, the rubber looks really good. The wheels also look as though they're actually properly made of rubber. And you've got the air conditioning unit, everything's quite good and nicely modelled. It's just unfortunate when you go inside there, all of this outer doorway is missing. So let's disconnect the jetway. Once again, a nice standard disconnection, it's moving correctly, the wheels are moving correctly as well. So that looks pretty good. So there we go, that does it for jetways. Let's have a look at the airport proper. Okay folks, so we're going to do an airside tour, as we usually do, going sort of west to east from the southern side terminal complex that you see in front of us. There's a fair bit to see, quite a bit of detail. Let's start the thing off and have a look. Foliage looks good and the airport sits very nicely in the default layout that we've got. Plenty of signage, various bits and pieces there to the right, details that have been added. Got a little photoreal aircraft in the ground there. But as you can see, palm trees, terminal, stands, everything looks really nice. There is passenger development, we'll have a look in a bit. But as you can see, I mean, it looks cool, it looks very, very nice. So here's the Punta Cana sign. There you can see the building roofs that we talked about earlier. We get a little bit closer to this airside complex. I mean, visually it looks very nice, they've done a nice job. Would be really impressive to fly in here. Just ignore the EasyJet aircraft, I don't really know why it's in the scenery, but there you go, it's probably FSLTL mucking about with me again. But as you can see, lots of detail, nicely placed. It's very nice indeed. So this is the VIP terminal here, right up at the west ramp. And there we have the fire station. It's just nice, it's pleasant, really is. We move up to the end of runway 27 here. Remember, this runway is closed, it uses the taxiway. Of course, that's if you want to emulate the real world. Nothing to stop you landing on it. So as we approach again, let's kind of do a bit of a landside tour, if you like, and have a closer look at some of the other structures further south of the terminal. And again, you can see the details really nice. Here we've got the fuel farm. It's pleasant, it really is. This particular part of the airport's been done really nice. Cargo section there, lots of DHL vehicles. And again, you've got this wonderful roof structure there to the right. cars are not bad at all. Okay, no sort of parking lanes have been put there, but it's not a problem. It's nice, it's not bad at all. I love the trees, I really do like the palm trees and the way it's been done. Okay, a little bit of low resolution there on the right hand side, which is it's a pity really. If you're going to do this the way you've done it, you would think they would at least do that 3D, but that hasn't been the case. So that's the first anomaly we've seen, as it were. But it's nice, it's really nice. So here we are, landside of the main terminal. And you can see we have people. That's nice, very nicely done. Very nice indeed. We'll look inside the terminal later. So as you can see, overall it's very pleasant. It's quite nicely presented. For those of you like me who do like to explore these airport sceneries after I've landed or before I've taken off or whatever, you've got a lot to see. Now, of course, there's the cargo building. Very impressive. Lots of nice little touches here and there. So as we hop across the threshold of 09, we'll go to the northern part of the airport where the runway is active. And as you can see, the taxiway signage is pretty good, no real problems. Be interesting to see how they've modelled this in the darkness hours. Nothing much here on the north side. This all looks a bit bare. So here you've got various runway exits that will take you down to the south side terminal complex after landing. Again, taxiways, nicely done. There's the control tower. And here you've got another high-speed exit, and the taxiway allows you to also turn right and go to the runway 26 threshold, which we're approaching now. So all in all, pretty impressive. Okay, so a couple of close-up shots here on the ramp where I'm parked at this Bravo 23 stand. And here's a good look at this thatch roof style that they use on the top of the terminal there. As you can see, the building structures are really quite impressive. Let's look at some more stands. As you can see, the ground markings are good. Again, it'd be interesting to see this in the darkness hours. And here you can see pretty much development. They've done internal development in various parts of the terminal structure here, and we'll have a look at some of it. A nice close-up look at the jetway. Very, very nicely modelled, and it's, of course, it's all animated. And we have no problems with the stairwell going into the concrete because it's raised. So a close-up look at the terminal from outside. You can see through the windows some nice internal modelling. Let's pop in and have a quick look. So very nicely done with some static people. All looks pretty good. And they've even got some out there on the terrace. A quick look across the lounge there. Oh, it's very pleasant, very nice scene indeed. And just a little shot there, showing out through the shutters, looking out onto the ramp from inside. And there's another view from the other side of the terminal partition, looking out through the windows. So it's great, it's fine. The terminal interior is really nice. There are no display screens or anything like that, or airside check-in agent desks. The only thing you have is the bar at the other end that we saw. So you could say it's pretty sparse, but you know what, it's fine, it's enough. I suspect this will look quite nice in the darkness house. And a quick shot looking south out of the south side of the building. It's great, it's fine, no problems at all. So here's the baggage reclaim hall, and we've got just ordinary window development design on this part of the building. And here on this part you can see they've got some internal development too. Again, fairly basic, nothing substantial, just the part of the building with a few people. It looks good from the outside, and probably that's the important thing. It's this kind of thing you'll see when you pull up to the stand. Very nice. Nothing substantial, but it's enough. And I think it looks very pleasant. So a little tour around the stands. Here's that little outside terrace that we saw earlier. It's lovely. It's very nice. Various bits of clutter. You know, nothing too fancy. And the stands look good, to be honest, and so do the buildings. And there you've got the upper terrace again. More people sitting outside enjoying the sunshine. It's just that the scenery has a very pleasant look and feel about it. Especially with the foliage of the trees, the palm trees, when everything's been nicely placed. It's fairly simplified in many ways, but it's just nice. Very pleasant. A couple of ambulances there, which is a nice touch. I like the way the buildings have been done. So let's just pop in here and see if there's anything inside. And yes, we've got internal development of sorts. No people this time, but no, very nice. And this is a nice touch in terms of detail. Here you've got evidence of the thatching on the roof, which is very nice. So this, I believe, is the old control tower. And again, you've got these really nice buildings, beautifully modelled. And there's the sign that sits in front of the building there. Just the whole look and feel of the place is just very pleasant indeed. There are some nice details here that haven't been left, which is a real treat. Here we're coming up towards the fuel farm. We just tour across it here. So you've got the airside fence there, some nice vehicles, default and others, and the modelling is nice, it's good quality. Okay, the ground is a bit photoreal, but I think I can forgive them for that. It works really quite nicely, I think. So a quick look over this part of landside, just past the fuel farm, looking at some of the cargo vehicles and models. We've got loads of buses here. I mean, TropicalSim aren't my favourite developers, but they've done some nice airports quite well, places like Antigua and St Thomas. Here's the old control tower, a little bit close up. Let's have a look, see what we've got. So nicely modelled, but it's opaque, so I doubt there's anything inside. We'll have a look. Well, that's interesting. It's modelled, but in very low resolution. So a quick look at some of the ground taxiway signage. Again, it's all in decent condition. Very clear and crisp. Markings are where they should be. It's very nice indeed. There's the windsock there. Let's go and have a look at the actual current control tower. Got a nice little pleasant area, a couple of cars, a fire tender. So there's the building close up, very nicely coloured. I'm assuming it looks like that in the real world. And a quick look from the other side. I mean, it looks lovely, it's great. So let's go into the tower, see if there's any in there. And yes, there is. As you can see, we've got some chairs, some screens, some internal modelling, and I always kind of ask myself the same question. You know, they've done the inside of the tower. Would have been just nice just to add that last touch, maybe putting a person in there, standing or sitting, and that would complete it. But it's like 98% finished, because they've chosen to model all this, but they've not put a person in there. They really don't understand that. However, as I said in many of my videos, this is as far as the developer has wanted to go, and that's fine. But all in all, it looks great. It's no problem at all. It looks really nice. So here's a high-level shot showing you the terminal complex looking south. There you've got the ocean in the distance. Let's turn the lighting down to dusk and see how it looks. Okay, 5:20 in the evening. It's January 2024, and here we can see what the terminal complex looks like at dusk. And it's pleasant, it's really nice. I'm pleased. We've got the blue airfield edge lights around here. Taxiway, the runway entrance lights. I think we've got a couple of green lights as well. But it all looks pretty nice. And there we're looking towards the west, that's where the sun would go down, and you can see the two runways. And looking towards the east, there's the control tower complex below. So here's a close-up look at the stand with my aircraft on it, and as you can see, the inside of the terminal is lit. You can see the passengers there. I think the inside looks a bit bright to me, but yeah, no problem, it looks fine. And again, looking across the stand there, and it looks lovely, it looks good. The light sources are correct, no Asobo globes floating around. The jetways look fine. Okay, you could argue that the lighting is a little bit bright here, but you know, you get to see it. It looks great. So here's a view from inside the cockpit. We're in my Airbus A320 here, the Phoenix version, and looking out through the terminal. This is the view you will see when you park up on Bravo 23. There's the captain's window. And looking out through the first officer's side. All in all, not bad at all. So just a little tour across the stands here, and we'll edge out towards the taxiway and have a look at the signage. So plenty of blue airfield edge lights that give you the demarcation of the airport, which is fine. So we head out towards the runway here. I thought I could see some green lights, but obviously I didn't because I can't see them there. There you've got the runway entrance demarcation line, and you've got lighting there as well. So signage out here on the runways and taxiways looks fine, really no problems at all. So as we return to the terminal complex, it's very nice there, you can see the view inside the terminal. It does look kind of bright, but at the end of the day it shows off, and that's I guess what you want to see, so there you go. But the terminal structure itself is really nice. Look at the concrete here, some very nice modelling. So let's have a little closer look at this area that we discussed before. That's nice, very pleasant. There's the lower part, and you can see you've got some conveyor trucks here and cargo lifts. So just a closer look at this area at dusk, and as you can see, I mean, it's just the beautiful lighting. It's very, very nice. It's been done very well indeed. I quite like it. And again, you've got parallaxing there, but they're kind of low quality, but it makes it seeable in the dark, as it were. There's the old control tower with a little bit of parallax lighting. And there's the entrance sign, the airport sign there, with a little bit of lighting too. Very nice indeed, and not an Asobo globe in sight. So very pleased about that. This is good, this looks really nice here. So there you've got the fuel farm just at the back of these stands. Again, some nice subtle lighting that works quite well. According to the chart, this is the VIP terminal. It looks more like a hangar than anything else, however. I mean, that's probably the VIP terminal there, and this is an adjacent hangar. So a quick pass over the fuel farm at landside. And that's quite nice down there. That building is quite nice, parallaxed. Very pleasant. Okay, we've got one or two Asobo globes there, but they're actually not noticeable too much. There's the marine terminal where we've got passengers outside. It's really nice indeed. A nice job. We've done a nice job. So once again, some good lighting out here. Taxiway markation, all pretty good. So no green centerline lights anywhere, but that's fine. It's all really pleasant. So there you can see the sunset is fading fast. It does tend to go down pretty quickly in these latitudes. Let's go to full night mode now and have a look at it. Okay, 10 p.m. And we're fully into night mode, total darkness. But as you can see, taxiing shouldn't be a problem. You will need your nose gear light coming off the runways and taxiways, but once you get close to the terminal complex, the light has come up considerably, and parking really shouldn't be a problem. So there's the other end. Here you've got the threshold of 09 right, 09, which is closed of course, and these other areas beautifully lit. And looking east, there's the control tower in the middle and the active runway to the north there. So a couple of shots at night time here close up on the ramp. Really not an awful lot of change from dusk. Everything is as it should be. The lighting's perfectly adequate. A close look into the terminal there. As you can see, it's very bright. A very nice touch to have the lights on here. Well, there's the airport sign, partially lit, which looks quite effective, I think. And just a look back across the stands there. So a very quick pass airside here. As you can see, it all looks perfectly acceptable. It's very nice indeed. Plenty of lighting, you don't have any problem getting in here at all. So if I had one criticism really, this is the VIP building that is way over bright. You know, this potentially has the potential to be a nice building that could be developed, but from the outside it looks so powerfully bright. Well, this is the view from inside. You've got 2 X-ray machines and 2 archways there, and plenty of seating, and the windows look rather poor, unfortunately. This terminal could do with a little bit of redevelopment. It looks like it's almost an afterthought, which is a pity, because the VIP terminal at the airport, all of them are very important places. They actually earn lots of money for the various airports around the world when they're in use. But all in all, very nice indeed. Here's the control tower, lit up at night, very pleasant. And another view there looking at the building. Again, parallaxing has been used on the windows. Let's look inside the tower. So there you can see from the outside, it looks perfectly acceptable inside. It would have been so nice to put a controller in there. So let's bring up the dawn. So once again, here we are, just sort of 20 past 6 in the morning, and the sun's coming up and you can see the red glow on the buildings. It all looks pretty pleasant. And on just another high level view there showing you the airport looking towards the west. And last of all, there's the sun coming up. Very nice indeed. It's a lovely airport. Okay, 10 AM in the morning, and time to wrap up this review and give you my conclusions and thoughts. So do I like it? Yes, I do. Do I think it's an improvement on the first version? Yes, it is. I don't think they've gone far enough. There's more that could have been done. But having said that, it's nice. They've done a lot. They certainly have upped their game here. But realistically, they could have done a little bit more. The ground poly, certainly around the terminal here, landside and airside, really could do with being of a slightly higher resolution. Some of the car parks have no delineation at all, even though they look perfectly fine, and the cars inside look perfectly okay. But just the little touches that could really sort of bring this up. Control tower has been implemented and modelled quite nicely, but we haven't got a controller in there. But all in all, this is a nice airport, and it is an improvement on version 1, no problem at all. Do I think it's worth €22 or $24? Probably not. It's probably a little on the expensive side. I would probably say it needs to be maybe 2 or 3 new euros less. I mean, you're looking at €21.60, just nearly 22 euros. I think this is probably worth more, about 18. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice airport, beautifully modelled, sits very well in the terrain, and there's some nice touches, particularly for when you come in here and park up. You'll see into the terminal and you'll see people there, and it'll give you the right effect. But you know, once you start getting over 20 euros, there's more that should be done to this airport to make it worth that kind of money. So no, it needs to be about 4 euros cheaper, in my opinion, but that doesn't take away from the fact that it's a nicely modelled airport, and if you want this airport, this certainly is the best version, no doubt about that. And yeah, Tropical Sim, as I said, I don't do a lot of Tropical Sim, I don't buy a lot of Tropical Sim scenery. It's not on a par with Pyrig Dev Company or Fly Tampa, but there's enough here to make it worth your while. What you've got to do is look at the price and see whether you think it's worth going for. At the moment, 22 euros, $24, I don't think it's worth the price. It's worth about 4 euros less, in my considered opinion. However, this could come up in the sales, and the other thing to remember is, I need to tell you about that, when you go onto Sim Market, if you own the previous version of this, there are discounts available, which make this scenery quite attractive. It does make it a real scenery that you'd want to buy, given the discounts. So the current selling price I'm not crazy about, but with the discounts, if you own version 1, and there are other discounts available for Tropical Sim products that you might own, that again will give you a discount, that certainly makes it makes it attractive and worth going for. It's really nice. I really quite like it. Quite pleased with what I've seen, and it's certainly you know, it's another nice little airport for you to fly. There are short flights from the US all the time, and yeah, I like it. I really do. So there you are, folks. Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. This is version 2, Mike Delta Papa Charlie. The new payware version 2 scenery by Tropical Sim. Currently the actual version number is 2.1.0 for the PC version of Flight Sim 2020. Download is 566 meg and it installs at 913 meg. Currently available Sim Market, priced at €21.60, which equates to roughly $23.69 US or £18.58 UK. As ever, those prices are estimates taken from the euro, and they do include VAT or tax, which of course may vary slightly depending on which country you're in when you make your purchase. And as I've said, bear in mind there are discounts available on Sim Market if you have an account there, if you own previous products, which make this scenery quite attractive. So there you are, folks. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope it's just given you a little bit of a look into what this scenery is like visually. Yeah, I hope you've been on the fence about whether to go for it. I hope that's helped. So my name's Lee, your virtual airline pilot. I'm wrapping up this review. Thank you very much for watching. I always respond to comments, so if you have any questions or comments you want to make, I'm very happy for you to do so. And yeah, please like and subscribe. I'm now past 1,000 subscribers, and I'm pushing towards my next 1,000. If there's anything you want me to do or scenery you'd like me to look at that I haven't covered, I've got something like 430 videos up now. Mention it in the comments and I'll take a look at it. So 2 new reviews to come next week, and I'm hoping to get a couple of little adventure videos in, and also the first details about the first flight of the world tour. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye for now, guys.